in the middle of all those Zerglings. Slurgi's army catches up and is easily able to take out all those Zerglings and DarkCell. Just massing up more units right now, getting a greater spire, so we will see some Broodlords coming up from him. Slurgi's putting down two more Stargates and a fleet beacon. So with the extra Stargates, instead of Mothership, I would think he's going carriers at this point. That is very interesting. I do not remember the last time I saw carriers in such an important game as this one. They are at MLG Dallas 2011, and Slurgi's making carries against the Zerg players. Meanwhile, Zerglings coming in, again, attacking this natural, sees the Dark Shrine. Oh, will they be able to take it out before Slurgi is able to do anything about it? Oh, it's almost down. It is almost dead, and Slurgi's coming in. Oh no, 3 Zerglings, it looked like, able to finish that off. Meanwhile, the Greater Spire does finish for DarkCell. Slurgi throwing down that Dark Shrine again, and DarkCell will know that he has to make Overseers and Spore Crawlers to detect all of those Dark Templar, which will be coming later in the game. And DarkCell just flying around with his Corruptors and Mutalisks to make sure that Slurgi is not doing any sort of push. Does still have those Eldnog Towers, which are very good for sight. And doing another drop in Slurgi's main. Slurgi is making 3 carriers, so he is going carriers. DarkCell can easily see that right there. Probably wondering what the heck is going on. What are carriers? What are these doing in the game? How come he's making these? But those Zerglings do get in there, able to take out all those probes in the main, stop all the mining there, but there's not much left in all. Slurgi warping in a bunch of Zealots, and he's going to clean up this attack fairly easily. And we do see that DarkCell has a lot of Banelings. That is a ton of Banelings. How many is that? That is 68 Banelings and 4 Broodlords, it looks like. No, 5 Broodlords with a bunch of Mutalisks and Corruptors to support them. But goodness, that is so many Banelings. Oh, and Slurgi is putting up his 5th base right now, doing a little bit of distance finding between the 2 bases before that gets finished. DarkCell taking his gold right now, so he will finish claiming all bases on his side of the map. Slurgi is getting 2 more carriers right now. How many does he have out? He has 3, so he will have 5 out by the time those 2 are done. Getting air weapons level 2 and shields level 2 as well. So his entire army, all of his buildings will be just that little bit stronger. But oh my goodness, look at that. That is just a scary sight. His anti-air is not too strong, as he only has a few Corruptors out. 5 right now, and 5 Mutalisks as well. Ooh, we do see that he has 2 Ultralisk Scouts, so he did put down that Ultralisk Cavern, getting the chitinous plating, so those will be very difficult to take up, but against carriers, Ultralisks won't really do much of anything. Getting Flyer Attacks level 3 as well, and Slurgi is making another Cybernetics Core. His first one didn't go down, did it? I do not believe so. No, there's the first one. Second one is going down, so he's going to be getting double air upgrades. And we have an engagement in the middle. Sees the carriers, all those Banelings exploding, destroying the ground army, but he cannot do anything against these carriers. The Corruptors come in, the Mutalisks come in, but I would think there are just too many. Oh, almost taking out one of the carriers. All those Interceptors just firing away at those Corruptors. Meanwhile, DarkCell just decides to go into Slurgi's base, says, you know what, these Banelings aren't doing anything to the carriers, so I'm just going to blow them up into all of Slurgi's tech. And those Ultralisks are doing a great job of helping out, destroying whatever they can in this natural base. Slurgi warping in a couple of Archons, so deciding not to stick with the Dark Templar, because Dark Templar against Banelings, they'll still get affected by the splash damage from them, so it doesn't really matter if they're cloaked or not. And Slurgi's carriers just sitting there in the middle, taking out Overlords as they pass through. And both of them just re-macroing up. DarkCell at 197. He is so far ahead in supply right now. Slurgi is taking a while to resupply, as those carriers do take a long time to get up. Throwing down 4 more right now, getting his 2 Cybernetics cores again, and getting his Colossus out. This ground force, this army from Slurgi is not too intimidating right now compared to what DarkCell has right here. All those Corruptors, all those, there are a bunch of Zerglings inside these Overlords from DarkCell, so he's going to do a two-pronged attack, harassing in Slurgi's main again, and meanwhile attacking, making a bunch of banelings, 17 more banelings in addition to what he has already, the 11 right here, so he's going to have 28 banelings out. And Slurgi is getting 3 more carriers. Oh my. How many is he has 8 carriers out right now. That is a lot. And with all the air upgrades that he has, getting shields level 3. Where is his carriers at right now? It is at 1, 2, 1 right now. Ooh, looks like DarkCell was able to finish off that one Cybernex core before it was able to finish the +2 for air. And the Zerglings do come into the main. It does not do quite as much damage as DarkCell was probably hoping for, but does force Slurgi to warp in some units inside that main to defend it. Meanwhile, cannons going over, taking out Overlords, going over that gold base for Slurgi. Does not have any probes there yet. Needs to transfer his probes over there so he can get a nice boost in his economy. His income right now is actually still ahead of DarkCell's. Oddly enough, DarkCell is ahead on harvesters, ahead on bases, but he is not ahead on his income except for the gas, which Zerg do need more than minerals. And here we have an engagement in the outside of DarkCell's main base. So many spine crawlers being put down, so many Zerglings coming in, infestors throwing out fungal growth on all those carriers. There are just so many corruptors right now, just able to just mow through all of those carriers. Focus fire, doing some corruption, do some extra damage. That one Colossus is trying to clean up wherever they can. So many Broodlords as well. Excuse me. And Slurgi just getting utterly decimated right there. Forced to warp in a couple more Archons. Has a few Stalkers out, 7 Stalkers, 5 carriers still out on the field somewhere. So he is not completely out of carriers. Archon's doing a little bit of splash damage to those corruptors, but it's not going to be enough against all these Broodlords, all those Broodlings just surrounding his units, taking out the Stalkers, taking out the Archons. More Zealots coming in, but they're just fighting Broodlings and Zerglings right now. Those Broodlords are the main problem, so he cannot actually deal with that right now. He needs some sort of air to attack those Broodlords, take them out, warping in couple more Broodlords. Those Dark Templar are doing what they can to thin out the Zergling numbers, but that gold base is under siege by the Broodlords, and it will not be able to be defended too well, as DarkCell does have quite a few 11 Corruptors right just sitting there protecting his Broodlords, making sure the carriers do not come in and just wipe them out. Slurgi, he is on his back foot right now. 2 more carriers about to come out, making interceptors. Only has 34 interceptors for those 7 carriers. Each carrier holds 8, so he would like to have 56 interceptors for those 7 carriers, but there it goes, getting up to 44, so he is almost maxed out there. Meanwhile, DarkCell attacking with Zerglings and Banelings into the 4th base of Slurgi, at the same time attacking his main with Broodlords, forcing Slurgi to decide which one he wants to defend. Slurgi does not have enough of an army to go wherever he wants, cannot hold off both these pushes. And DarkCell's Zerglings just wiping out that 5th base as well. Meanwhile, the carriers are taking out the Corruptors. Corruptors will fall to those carriers, but the Broodlords are just destroying everything in the main, all Slurgi's production, taking out all the Stargates. The fleet beacon goes down as well. Slurgi at 134 food, DarkCell at 185. Not able to, Slurgi's not able to do much of anything right now, just getting +2 for his air. Meanwhile, DarkCell is at 0-3 for his air, also getting 6 more Ultralisk to wipe out anything else that he can. This one carrier is not going to be able to take out these 2 Corruptors. It will fall down, and Slurgi knows that. He sends it away, but ooh, blinking a couple Stalkers able to save it, doing a bit of counterattack on DarkCell's 5th base, but he has 2 Corruptors coming in to defend that. Slurgi's Dark Templar is going to town on those Spine Crawlers, but it can only do so much. Not able to outdo the DPS of all these Broodlords from DarkCell. He is actually just sitting those over Slurgi's his natural expansion right now, taking down that Nexus in such quick fashion. This Broodling is just ripping through everything. Slurgi's army is right there. So handful of Zealots and a bunch of Stalkers trying to take out what he can. Does not. He is at 333 for his ground, so he's able to take out those zero armor upgrade Broodlords fairly quickly, setting in his carriers as well. try and take those out, but right now Slurgi's production is just crippled. He may still have his 3rd, 4th, 5th, and gold base, but his production is nowhere near what it used to be. And at Nexus is just started for Slurgi at his gold again, but 6 Ultralisk and a handful of Zerglings will make sure that doesn't go up for him. And DarkCell making 4 more Broodlords and a bunch more Zerglings to be able to just finish off Slurgi here. He knows it's almost over. He knows that Slurgi is reeling in pain from all this harassment, all the attacks in the different positions, forcing Slurgi to try to multitask. Meanwhile, the Broodlords and Zerglings were attacking on different sides of the maps at the same time. That was a very nice play from DarkCell, but right now he is making sure that gold doesn't go down. Bunch of Banelings coming in, blowing up on wherever it can, taking out some Stalkers. Those Ultralisks are more than enough for Stalkers. Corruptors coming in, take out that one Void Ray that's doing a bunch of damage to the Ultralisk of DarkCell. Goes down pretty quick to those Corruptors and attacking the 4th base Slurgi. His last 2 mining bases, that 3rd is almost mined out. That 5th is just open to attack. Slurgi at 91 food, DarkCell maxed out, making a bunch more Broodlords. Oh my goodness. All those probes dying to those Ultralisks, and GG coming up from Slurgi, and that was a pretty insane game. Seeing all the bases taken, seeing carriers in a PvZ, getting Broodlords and Ultras from DarkCell. I just don't have any words for it. It's just something I've never seen before, and it's absolutely amazing to see these 2 players going at it in such fashion. That concludes it for Game 2 of the Losers Bracket Round 4 of MLG Dallas 2011 between DarkCell and Slurgi. DarkCell takes this game, so the series is tied 1-1. Tune in for Game 3, the deciding game of this matchup. See who stays, see who gets knocked out of MLG Dallas. And thank you for tuning in. This is WooChop, signing out.